Welcome to a story that blurs the line between fact and fiction, a tale that has terrified millions and sparked endless debate. Our journey takes us to a quiet suburban town on Long Island, New York, to a name that has become synonymous with terror, Amityville. At the center of it all, a stately Dutch colonial house at 112 Ocean Avenue. From the outside, it was the picture-perfect family home, but within its walls, a darkness was brewing, a darkness that would soon explode into an act of unimaginable violence. On the cold, dark night of November 13, 1974, that darkness was unleashed. A 23-year-old man, Ronald DeFeo Jr., took a high-powered rifle and systematically moved through the house, murdering his entire family as they slept. His parents, Ronald Sr. and Louise, and his 4 younger siblings, Don, Allison, Mark, and John Matthew, all of them gone in a brutal, inexplicable massacre. When the police questioned him, DeFeo's story kept changing. At one point, he claimed that voices in the house told him to do it. Was this just the desperate excuse of a disturbed killer, or was it the first chilling hint of a malevolent presence dwelling within the house itself? Ronald DeFeo Jr. was convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. The house at 112 Ocean fell silent, its rooms stained by the memory of that horrific night. The town of Amityville tried to move on, but the story was far from over. Just over a year later, in December 1975, the house found new owners. The Lutz family, George, Kathy, and her 3 children saw the beautiful home and its surprisingly low price as a dream come true. They knew about the home's tragic history, but they believed they could fill its empty halls with new, happy memories. They even had a priest come to bless the home before they moved in. But during the blessing, the priest allegedly heard a booming, demonic voice command him to get out. He later reported feeling an unseen hand slap him across the face and developed mysterious blisters on his hands. It was a terrifying omen of what was to come. The Lutz family's dream was about to become a living nightmare. They would last only 28 days. 28 days of escalating, relentless terror that would drive them from the house, leaving all their possessions behind. The horror began subtly. A persistent, inexplicable chill lingered in certain rooms, even when the heat was on full blast. Strange, nauseating odors would suddenly fill the air, perfumes and excrement with no clear source, only to vanish moments later. Black stains would mysteriously appear on toilets and fixtures, resisting all attempts to be cleaned. But these were just the beginning. The phenomena grew more aggressive, more personal. Swarms of flies, hundreds of them, would suddenly materialize inside the house, despite it being the middle of winter. Doors would slam shut on their own, windows would inexplicably open and close, and crucifixes would turn upside down on the walls. Green, gelatinous slime was seen oozing from the keyholes and dripping down the walls of the hallway. Kathy Lutz began having vivid nightmares of the murders. She would see the exact way the family members were killed. She also claimed to levitate above her bed on several occasions. The children were also tormented. The youngest daughter, Missy, developed an imaginary friend named Jody, a demonic, pig-like creature with glowing red eyes, who she said lived in her closet and would sometimes appear outside her window at night, staring in. George Lutz, the head of the family, seemed to bear the brunt of the house's malevolence. His personality began to change drastically. He became withdrawn, angry, and obsessed with the fireplace, spending hours just staring into the flames. He stopped bathing, and his health rapidly deteriorated. Most chillingly, George found himself waking up every single night, like clockwork, at exactly 3:15 a.m. This was later discovered to be the estimated time of the DeFeo murders. It was as if the house was forcing him to relive the horror, night after night. The family heard phantom footsteps, disembodied voices, and marching band music echoing from an empty living room. The final night was the climax. The family reported being tormented by unseen forces, with banging and crashing sounds shaking the very foundations of the house. Terrified for their lives, they grabbed only the clothes on their backs and fled into the night, never to return. The Lutz family story became an instant media sensation, leading to the best-selling book The Amityville Horror and a blockbuster film adaptation. The world was captivated and terrified, but with fame came scrutiny. Skeptics were quick to emerge, questioning the validity of their claims. Lawyers and researchers pointed out inconsistencies in their accounts. Some suggested the entire story was an elaborate hoax, a get-rich-quick scheme concocted by the Lutzes and their lawyer. They argued that many of the so-called paranormal events could be explained by natural causes or pre-existing problems with the old house. The oozing slime could have been old soap residue, the cold spots simple drafts, and George's changing personality could have been stress from their financial problems. In an attempt to find answers, famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called to the house. They conducted a séance, bringing a television crew with them. During the investigation, Ed was reportedly pushed to the floor by an unseen force. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, was overwhelmed by what she described as a profound demonic presence, declaring it the closest to hell she had ever been. A photograph taken during that séance has become one of the most famous and debated pieces of paranormal evidence. In the eerie, infrared image, the ghostly face of a small boy with glowing eyes appears to be peeking from a doorway. Some believe this is the spirit of John Matthew DeFeo, one of the murdered children. Others claim it's simply one of the living investigators, his features distorted by the film and light. So, what is the truth of Amityville? Was the house at 112 Ocean Avenue truly a gateway for demonic forces, forever stained by the evil of the DeFeo murders? Did the Lutz family genuinely experience 28 days of unimaginable supernatural torment? Or was it a masterful, calculated hoax that preyed on our deepest fears and our fascination with the unknown? Over the decades, subsequent owners of the house have reported no paranormal activity whatsoever. They changed the address and even altered the iconic quarter-moon windows to deter tourists. Yet, the legend endures. The mystery of what truly happened inside that house, whether it was a haunting, a hoax, or something in between, remains unsolved. The name Amityville continues to echo through the halls of horror history, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones that leave us with more questions than answers. What do you believe? The house stands silent, keeping its secrets. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries.